Hello everybody, welcome to this edition of Amateur Hour, or this video on your pal Toobwyrm the Amateur, Toobwyrm the Mediocre's page on YouTube. I'm stalling for time while I think of how to introduce this video, which is basically a walkthrough for the uninitiated of the basics of playing Hearthstone, which is Blizzard's collectible digital card game that you can play for free. Much like most games these days, you can play for free, but you can also choose to pay to level up faster and collect better cards. I have never paid for cards. I have never paid for anything in the game. And I have lost numerous times, but anyway. The game, in all but one of its modes, involves one-on-one play with someone else online. You can play as one of 9 or 10 different classes of hero, and each hero starts off with 30 health, and the goal of the game is to deplete those 30 points before the enemy hero can deplete yours. I'm going to be playing as the warrior. Each class has its own hero power. The warrior, for instance, you can pay 2 mana to acquire 2 shield, which is like getting 2 extra health points. So if you have 2 shield on top of your 30 health points, then the enemy hero has to knock you down 32 points to win. Now, I mentioned something called mana. Mana is what you spend to play cards. There are 2 basic types of cards, minions and spells. Minions are creatures that you put out that have an attack and a defense number. The attack is how much damage they do when attacking the enemy hero or the enemy hero's minions. The defense is how much damage they can take. And each card, whether a spell or a minion, costs a certain number of mana. Every turn, each player gets 1 more mana to spend. So on turn 1, you only have 1 mana to spend. On turn 3, you have 3, so on and so forth until you reach 10. And then you just have 10 mana every turn. Anyway, let's enter full screen mode here. And I will play in classic mode. There are 4 different modes here. I'm going to be playing warrior in classic. I only have one deck that only has classic cards, but it might be easier to explain how to play. Each class lends itself to a different strategy. The warrior, the main mechanic is that you do damage to all minions, including yours, and you have minions that boost their stats when they get damaged. Also, the warrior has weapons. Weapons are special cards that give your hero a weapon, so your hero can attack. They have 2 numbers associated with them: attack damage and durability. So you can attack as many times as you have durability points, and each time you attack, it does the number of damage that it says. Anyway, so here we have 2 spells. and a minion. On the left, we have a card, like I said, that deals 1 damage to a minion and gives it +2 attack. So if I were to spend 0 mana here, there's a 0 in the upper left of the leftmost card here. Then I could deal 1 damage to this minion on the right. And it would end up, instead of with 2 attack, as it has on the bottom left there, we see a number 2. That's its attack damage. It would end up with 4. And bottom right, we see this minion has 4 health, so it can take 4 damage. Here we can decide whether we want to keep these cards as our starting hand. I'm going to mulligan one of them. And I'm not sure how I feel about this hand, but for demonstration purposes, it will do. So see here, we have, now it's my second turn because I went first. And bottom right, we see I have 2 mana crystals. I'm going to use those 2 to put out this Amani Berserker, which upper left we see costs 2 mana crystals. And I could, on this turn, also do Inner Rage for 0, but I'm not going to, because I'm going to see whether the enemy hero destroys this minion before it can attack. See, because your minions have to wait a turn. You see the Z's? It means this minion is sleeping until the next turn when it can attack. So rather than boost its attack right now, before it can attack, I'm going to wait a turn, see what happens, and then boost its attack. Enrage, we see, means that when something happens, which is when it's damaged, this Amani Berserker also gets +3 attack. So almost every minion also has some extra abilities that as you play, you just pick up on. So here, I know that Enrage means that if this Amani Berserker is damaged, then it gets whatever is to the right of the colon after the word Enrage. So it gets +3 attack. So total, damaging it, it's gonna be doing 7 damage. I have extra mana, so I'm gonna put out a weapon. We see bottom left is the amount of damage it does. Bottom right is how many attacks I have with that weapon. So I just used a attack. So now this weapon has 1 durability instead of the 2 it started with. This minion has charge, which means it can attack on the first turn. And the computer tells you when there's nothing more for you to do. You pass the turn by hitting the button on the right here. Here on the left, it shows you the cards that have been played in the order that they're played. So I played Inner Rage to add +2 attack, plus it enrages this guy to add +3. So that's 5 + 2 is 7. Then I attacked the enemy hero. Then I equipped a weapon. Then I attacked. So on and so forth. So here the decision is whether to destroy the enemy hero's minion or do more damage to the enemy hero. I chose the more risky, I think, route, which is not to maintain board control of the board by having only my minions out. and to, as they say, go face to face and attack the enemy hero face on or head on. So here we have 2 minions out. This one had battle cry. Draw a card. Battle cry means when you put out this minion, something happens. In this case, I drew a card, the Arcanite Reaper, which is a 5/2 weapon. It does 5 damage twice. And what I'm going to do is equip that weapon and attack. The enemy hero had a secret, which is a card that only reveals itself when I do a certain action. So in this case, the enemy hero just gained 8 shield, 8 armor, when I attacked it. Otherwise, I would have won on this next turn. Now what I can do here is a combo. Deal 1 damage to all minions, so that would damage this minion, and then destroy a damaged enemy minion. I have this execute spell. But what I'm going to do instead is put this guy out and attack the hero, gain some more armor myself. And on the next turn, hopefully, I can boost this Gurabashi Berserker stats. It says whenever this minion takes damage, it gains 3 attack. So let's see if I can boost it and do the remaining 5 damage to the enemy hero. No, I can't, because the enemy hero just froze that minion. Here, another battle cry, draw a card. Alright. This shield block costs 3 mana. It says gain 5 armor and draw a card. So I'm going to draw another card. And even though I could spend 1 mana on this spell, I'm going to wait and see what happens. Now those minions have taunt, and you know that by the fact that they're shaped like a shield. And taunt minions you have to attack. You can't go around them and attack the enemy. And it froze my guy again. The enemy hero froze my guy again, so what to do but do 1 damage to all minions twice. Use my execute spell to get rid of this guy. Draw a card for each damaged friendly character. I'm going to use that. There are 2 friendly characters, me and my minion, that are damaged. So I'm going to be able to draw 2 cards by spending 2 mana here. And there I got my weapon again, my Arcanite Reaper. I'm going to gain more armor and pass the turn. The mage's hero power is deal 1 damage to either a minion or a hero. Now this person, for the life of them, will not let that minion attack. Now this guy has charge. I'm going to see if this secret here, up here, is gain 8 armor again by attacking. If it's not, then I win. Oh, unless they have ice block, which they do, which makes the enemy hero immune. That card is unique to the mage. Makes the mage immune for a turn when it otherwise would have been killed. Let's see if they can kill me on this next turn, then I'm screwed. Oh, Or they can do that. Use Alex Straza to set their remaining health to 15. What I could do is this. Put out a guy with charge. This guy also has enrage, which means when you do damage to it, it gains 6 attack, putting it at 4 plus 6, 10 attack. I'm going to play this guy, which Battle Cry, when you put it out, deals 1 damage to any minion you choose, and gives that minion plus 2. So this minion's going to have 12 attack. And here we are. I just did 12 damage. I wish I could have done 15, but we'll see. It's still anybody's game right here. That's why I'm an amateur. I'm mediocre at this game because I still don't know that if I've won when it's 27 on my end to 3 points on their end. Let's see. Let's see what they do. They can do 13 damage with their minions, 8 plus 5. We see their minions have 5 attack on the right and 8 attack on the left. 8 plus 5 is 13. Okay, I guess they didn't have any tricks up their sleeve and they resigned. So, cool. I won on a demonstration video. I hope that made sense. There's your intro to Hearthstone. Now the other videos might make a little more sense to the novice. Thank you for watching.